This is a song I wrote and produced, and right now I'm about to go fully into mix mode. But here is the thing. I've been setting up myself for the mix the entire time I was producing it. These are the three things I always do while in production that makes me jump to mixing so much smoother. Let me show you. Ciao, I'm Damiano from Mex Music Production. I'm a mixing and mastering engineer here on the Gold Coast. I work mainly with indie, rock, folk and alternative artists. So when I'm producing a song, I know I'm going to mix and master, which is usually my own songs. I don't wait until the production is finished to think about the mix. I set things up from the very beginning so that when I start to mix, I'm not starting from zero. So these are the three things I always do. So number one, and this is a big one, as soon as I have a few elements recorded, I import my mixing template into the session. And this does two things for me. First, it gets everything organized straight away. My buses, my routing, my groups, it's all there. Second, and this is the real reason, it starts to give me a picture of where I want to arrive. So here's a very early session with a few elements that I recorded. Program drums, guitar I recorded at the beginning, percussion. Now, if you don't know how to import session data into Pro Tools, I'm gonna show you quickly. You go to import, session data, and for example here I've got my 2026 mix template. I open that and I start to bring in stuff that I want to have. So there you have it. I've got my drum bass, actually drum mold, because I use several different compressors. That's another story for another time. Actually, if you want to know about the template, write a comment down below. We can probably organize a video for that. But anyway, I've got my drum bass, my instrument bass, and my vocal bass. Mix bass is here, and even the mastering chain is right here. It's not on, but everything has a home already. And here is the key, that while I'm producing, I'm already kind of mixing. I'm shaping sounds, I'm carving out spaces for the elements I want to put into the arrangement. Having the template there, it actually means that I'm going to work within the framework of where I'm usually mixing. And look, my mix bus and my master chain are already in the template. Now, I'm not leaving them on the whole time, but every now and then, while I'm producing, I'll give it a pass through. Turn it on, have a listen, see how things are sitting through that chain. So don't wait until you finish your production to start thinking about the mixing. If you got a template, and you really should, you should start bringing it in as soon as you can. It shapes your decision while you're still building the song. And when it's time to mix, you're basically halfway there. Number two, I put down marks early on. Like as soon as I have a rough idea of the structure of the song, straight away I put marks down. I have my intro, verse 1, verse 2. So I can see the entire song at a glance. I know exactly where I'm all the times. So why does this matter? When you're producing and tracks start to pile up, you got 20, 30, 40 tracks, it gets really easy to lose your way. So you zoomed in, for example, in a guitar part, and you don't know if it was from verse 1 or verse 2 or the chorus. And when you're mixing later, it's even more important. I can jump from section to section, for example, from this second chorus. If I need to look at something on the double chorus at the end of the outro, I'm already there. Without markers, you're scrolling around, wasting time. Like, you don't need to have the arrangement already locked in, because if you change it, like, markers can be moved very easily. But having already that roadmap right in front of you, it will help you save so much time, and especially when you're arriving through the mixing, it's a big, big help. So number three, I load reference tracks already while I'm producing. Most people think the referencing is a mixing thing. And yeah, it's huge. But I think it's as important while you are in the production, because it keeps you on track to where you're heading. So here are my reference tracks. I've got them right here in the session. Key thing obviously is to level match them. They don't have to be like precisely level match, but like they need to be in the ballpark. So when I'm in need to freshen up my ears, I'm going from my session.
L'agenzia del futuro ti impacchetta, ti impacchetta, ti migliora, sai, e non fare troppo il duro.
I'll just switch, obviously, the input monitoring and just check all the different tracks. So yeah, every now and then I'll flip through the reference and make sure that, for example, low end is sounding as tight as professional works, the arrangement is as full as I intended to be, and just generally like I'm in the ballpark in terms of tonality. It's all about having the end goal in mind, and that's why sometimes I turn the mastering chain on just to check how it sounds. So yeah, load your reference early, not just while you're mixing, and I'm sure that your production decision will contribute to the end result. So here is the full picture. Template is imported, everything is routed, organized, markers all across. I can see I can navigate the song, got like my folders, and you can see that already most of the tracks, they've been already processed. I was doing it while I was producing it. You could see at the end, the mix, bus, and mastering chain is not on. They're still off, and even my buses, they're not fully, there's just a few things on, but it's already sounding that we are there, and now I will have to just sit and mix and enjoy. So it's already halfway there. The transition to mixing will be so much smoother. So yeah, this is the state of my session right now. I just finished to record the last few elements and I'm about to go into fully mix mode. But because I set up all of this while I was producing, now the transition is going to be seamless. Did I mention it? When I mix, I do it with the mastering chain on. So that's another whole conversation and it's not the topic of this video. But if you want me to break it down, how I mix into mastering, why I do it, the full chain, drop a comment below and I'll make that video. So if this was useful, please subscribe. I'm making more videos about mixing and production and stuff I deal with. And if you need mixing and mastering, links are in the descriptions. So thanks guys, we'll see you in the next video. Ciao.